Hello, hi everybody. I'm Tony Yetch, European Interface Brief, and today is day 31. I'm going to start my lab here in just a little bit. I have it all queued up on the screen, and this is going to be the INE Workbook CCIE V5 Foundation Lab number 3. If anyone's labbing along out there, just getting ready to get started, this is going to be my my second attempt at this lab. The first attempt, I got stuck on a couple of things. In fact, I missed something in the very beginning, which affected the rest of the lab throughout, and it just made it so I couldn't complete. So today I want to remedy that and actually try to get through the whole thing. I did take this lab previously. However, there's a lot of topics in here, so it's not going to be like memorizing the answers and moving forward. It's going to be much more difficult than that because it is all hands-on. So I have a reprint of the lab tasks, so I like to print them off and keep them next to me so I can check them off as I go. I have the topology paper here, so again, I don't like to show those on stream. They're copywritten information developed by INE, part of their workbook, so if you want to go ahead and buy that, that's $2.99 from INE.com. I put a link in the description below, and if you use the new 10 promo code, you can get 10% off. I think everyone's home today here at the house, so I'll likely get a couple of little visitors. We'll see how that goes throughout the day. But I'm just getting started. I got my coffee here. I just had a little bit of breakfast. Last time I started at 9, which was a little too late, so I'm going to start an hour early. And I'm just going to kind of start bringing up console screens and dive right in. If anyone wants to join me and the rest of the Land Tamers over at the Land Tamer Discord, the link is below. That is an invite link. It's good for 24 hours. And as always, you can use the chat on the side of the screen here. Have it up on a little monitor. All right, let's rock. I'm trying to pull up some music, but looks like that's not working for me. So let me see if this works. I don't think so. Let me see if I can adjust this real quick. I want to try to, let's see, speakers, headphones, try that, desktop audio. I've had trouble with this in the past where the music doesn't get picked up in the stream, and I like to have that because it sort of breaks up the silence of myself sitting here thinking. Let's see if I can close it and bring it up again. I doubt that's going to work for me. While that's coming up, let's start launching some consoles. R1, R2, R3, R4, R5, R6, R7, R8, R9, 10. Yeah, and I like to use putty as opposed to the in browser HTML5 console. And that's just because I'm trying to get used to sort of the most realistic CCIE lab environment. And they use PuTTY in the lab, and they don't use multi-tab PuTTY or super PuTTY or secure CRT or anything. So so you have to learn how to manage all of these windows, and that's what I want to do as well. All right. I know that the fault this time is right on switch 1. So actually, this is one of the times when I'm actually using the answer key, what I remember from the answer key, to my advantage. I don't remember how to solve the problem, but I remember where it is and what it was. So I'm going to jump right on switch 1 and do a show run because I did not do this last time. And I actually want to kind of learn the show commands to help validate this. So this was the problem before. So this is kind of like spoiler alert. Anyone starting this lab, this is the fault from before. I won't be exposing, I think, any of the other faults or any of the other issues. I don't think there were any other issues, any other solutions throughout. It's just going to be me doing configs. But this I actually wanted to investigate because I didn't lab this up this week. I just kind of wanted to learn what it was. So VLAN access map VACL 10. So VLAN filter VACL VLAN list for all VLANs. Okay, so how do we show that? Show VLAN, what is it? Filter? Yeah, VLAN map VACL is filtering VLANs. Show VLAN, do they call that an access map? Yeah, VLAN access map VACL number 10. Match clause action drop. Okay, so in spirit of CCIE lab, what was always told to me was you can't remove a configuration, but you could change it. And that what that meant was if there was an access list on an interface, you can't remove the access list, but rather you can add a permit statement above it if it was blocking your traffic. So I want to see if I can actually modify this. VLAN access map VACL. This is going to be brand new for me. I've never done this before. Let's do 5, and let's do action forward. I didn't even know what the 2 actions were. That would be a good CCIE written question. You know, which of the following are the possible actions for a VLAN access map? You could put drop, reject, forward, pass, accept. I'm trying to think, you know, what other sort of firewall-ish type terms are out there. All right, so let's do end, show, VLAN access map, enter. Okay, so here I put in a statement in the VACL named access map, which is forward. So that should forward all frames now. All right, so I need to know that show VLAN access map and show VLAN filter. I'm going to grab those and put those in a little notepad. And I'm going to call this one show run section access map. And grab the configs too. I'm going to save that in a folder so I have it. I'm trying to not hunch over and lean forward to look at the screen. So I have to remind myself to lean back and use the backrest. Okay, I wonder if we can do show VLAN access map, and if we use the VACL, can we do counters? No. Okay. I'm just wondering if we could get a count of how many times that was hit. Okay. So I'm pretty sure that's all we need to resolve that fault. Again, I don't remember what the correct answer was. I just remember where it was and what it was. So I'm going to move on to the next one, because the last time I spent about 30 minutes verifying all the IP addresses and all the devices, and I think I found that they were all correct and there weren't any mix-ups there. So I'm not going to spend the extra time doing that, because I really want to get to the end of this lab today. The next section is LAN switching. So configure switch 3's links to switch 1 and switch 4 as 802.1q trunks. Ensure that these trunk links are dynamically negotiated. Okay. So I guess I'm going to configure them as desirable on one side and auto on the other. So let's pull up switch 3. Where is switch 3 in the topology? It's there. Switch 1 and switch 4. I don't know how to do this. Let's see. Switch 3. I already have a switch 4. And switch 1. Okay, so show CDP neighbors. Let's see which links are connected to which. Show CDP neighbors. Show CDP neighbors. All right, configure switch 3's links to switch 1 and switch 4 as 802.1q trunks. Ensure that these links are dynamically negotiated. So we want to go 02 and 03. Config T. Interface range gigabit 02 to 3, and I'm going to do show switch port interface gigabit 02 okay, show switch port. What am I thinking? Show interface, switch port, gigabit 02. What is it? Limit display to interface on module. Show. What am I thinking of? Show switch port. Am I drawing a blank here? Am I getting stumped on something simple? Let's start with show interface 02 switch port. Maybe that's what I was trying to do. All right, administrative trunk encapsulation, operational trunk encapsulation, negotiation of trunk on, trunking native administrative, administrative mode, dynamic auto, and that's going to, which one was that? 03, it was dynamic auto, so show CDP neighbors. That was 02 and 03. 02 and 03 go to switch 1, which is here. 02 and 03 go to switch 3. Show interface, gig 02. Switch port, dynamic auto, and then just verify the next one. Dynamic auto. Okay, so let's go ahead and configure T interface range, can be at 0, 2, 3, and let's do switch port mode, dynamic desirable. Okay, these interfaces should change to trunks because they are operational mode, static access. Administrative trunking encapsulation, operation trunking encapsulation, dynamic auto. All right, so let's take a look again. Operational mode trunk, it switched to trunk. Good, and let's go over to interface 2, and it switched to trunk. That's because desirable and desirable make a trunk, desirable and auto make a trunk, but auto and auto, you auto not use it. Thank you, Jeremy Chara. No, auto and auto is will not form a trunk. And then if you use switch port mode trunk, you're actually disabling the trunk negotiation. Okay, that's that one. So from switch 3 to switch 1, now let's do show CDP neighbors over to switch 4, which is 1 and 2. So show interface gigabit 1, 2, switch port. And again, it's dynamic auto. And it's dynamic auto, so I think here we can do desirable as well. Conf T, interface range, gigabit 1, 2 to 3, switch port mode, dynamic, desirable. So this is going over to switch 3, so it's going to be 1 to 2 and 1 to 3. Show interface gig 1, 2, switch port, trunk, trunk. All right. Cool, cool, cool. All right, so let's use our check marks. This one I think I got correct. Ensure that these trunk links are dynamically negotiated. I think I got this one correct. Configure switch 2's links to switch 4 as 802.1q trunks. Ensure that these trunk links are not dynamically negotiated. Okay. Switch 2. Switch 2 we need. Put that guy right there. I'll bump myself down to here. Show CDP neighbors. Show CDP neighbors. Sorry, I really wish I had the music playing in the background. The only way for me to do that is to stop stream and bring it back up again. And well, I just don't want to do that. I guess I could, right? That would be okay if I stop stream and bring it back up, then I can have some music in the background. All right, I think I'm going to do that so I can put my earbuds in. Okay. Let me do that. I'm going to stop stream, get the music playing, and then start streaming right again. It should just be a minute or two blip in the stream. If you're watching the live stream, you might have to use an updated link. So you have to go back to the channel to find it. I don't actually know. The live might keep it running. Let's see.